Hello, I'm Sheriff Jack Strain. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Badge. We begin today's show in one of the courtrooms of the 22nd Judicial Court, where the home invasion case profiled in today's show will be decided by a St. Tammany Parish jury. The detectives in our Major Crimes Unit recently solved a home invasion case that affected not only the immediate victims of the crime, but an entire community as well. In conjunction with our partners at Crime Stoppers, our detectives, along with Sheriff's Office Patrol, Narcotics, Street Crimes, and K-9 Division, worked countless hours to solve this case. Through the course of the investigation, the victims were shaken, but they never lost their confidence or their faith that justice would be served. In this episode of Behind the Badge, we're going to take a behind-the-badge look at our agency's tireless work to solve this case. I believe you'll see how their relentless determination has resulted in the Sheriff's Office having one of the best violent crime solve rates in the entire nation. The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office has partnered with Crime Stoppers to attempt to get additional leads and solve an aggravated burglary that happened here in St. Tammany last weekend. As you can imagine, those crimes are incredibly rare over here, whether it's an aggravated burglary, a home invasion, whatever definition you would like to apply it, it's something that we do not tolerate, and we'll exhaust all assets and equipment at the Sheriff's Office and manpower in order to bring these people to justice. We appreciate the fact that Darlene has come over. This is a high-profile case for us. It happened in the Mandeville area in River Oak subdivision, and for her to lend her support in attempting to solve this case, I believe will bring us additional leads and ultimately be able to bring these people to arrest and conviction. I have to also acknowledge the help of Mario and his family for working with us from the very beginning, including to the point of putting his personal resources, money up for a reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the party or parties responsible.
We're actually announcing today that there is now a $40,000 cash reward, and that's a $40,000 cash reward for information that will lead to the arrest and indictment of the possible suspects involved in this particular home invasion. This information we're hoping to get out to the media immediately, because we know that people travel regionally who might possibly have some information on some of the items that's been taken. That'll be discussed in a second. So we're just really urging the media to make sure that this message is there. We hope anyone with information will call us. Call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. And again, you do remain anonymous and you're able to capture this reward.
I really hope the best for this parish, you know. Since we decided, because my country is one of the most violent countries in the world. So we decided to bring my family to a safe place. And I know the United States is still a safe place. I know Covington and Mandeville are safe places. You cannot let these guys get away with it. We still believe that with the justice that God and the U.S. justice is going to bring to these guys, this parish is going to be a safe place to live in. We really don't want this to happen to other families. I even though I can be angry, you know, I'm thankful because they're alive. They're alive and in one piece. And when I'm telling you in one piece, thank God for that. Okay, but I hope this, I really thank the Sheriff, Jack Strain, and Darlene, and Daniel, and all the team that's working on it, because they make us feel safe, and knowing that they're doing their best to catch these guys.
The whole thing started a month earlier, and Friday night is when things broke for us, Friday afternoon. So several of us worked till midnight or so Friday afternoon, and we got a game plan for Saturday, and the whole unit started at 8 o'clock Saturday morning and worked till 5:30 Sunday morning, and that culminated with the arrest of 2 of the subjects, and we were still looking for the 3rd subject.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah, we got some stuff working on getting close to Tappany and the third suspect. The stuff Walter was working on is activated now, and we got a possible location of him.
Okay.
So
you got Lieutenant McCormick, Street
Lieutenant
Crimes?
McCormick's got his guys with street crimes. They're going to meet us, and we're going to go over everything and brief them on what we got. They already know the particulars. I went over with Lieutenant McCormick on the phone, so we'll get the guys together and
You know he's still armed. They gonna,
Yep.
you guys are gonna vest up and.
Yes, sir. Of course, me being the sergeant, I have to inform or do my best to let my captain and my lieutenant know what's going on. So information passing is important during these times because they need to know what we're doing in case something goes wrong or we make an arrest. They know where we're at. So the day you spent with us was mainly checking those addresses and gathering information to locate the third suspect that was still at large.
Hey, you got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking that with these additional charges, with some of these armed robbery charges and stuff, cut the warrants, get those done today,
Okay.
and we'll get those into NCIC,
Okay.
go to the jail, rebook that individual, get the others issued, and pass those on, maybe get those street crime guys and everything, start working on that.
Okay, so the additional charges on the two we have in hand right now,
Yes.
and then adding the arrest warrant on the one outstanding.
Right.
Okay, and then I got Walter working on the follow up on trying to locate the third suspect. So when that comes, the information comes on that, we'll work on it. So if you can do that, that'll work.
Okay, all right, I'll do that then.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Usually what happens in these types of cases, fortunately, we're in a parish that we don't have a lot of violent crimes. And so when they happen, we get a lot of help from the citizens and sometimes family members. So I got a tip from a phone call, known to the wanted subject, who gave me information that he may be at his mother's, and if he wasn't there, that good possibility she would know and might be deceitful with us. So we started at the mother's house because that was his last known address and listed in the system as his address that had a incident that occurred a couple months ago, which was an accidental discharge of a weapon by him. So we started with the mother's house, and that's how you work these types of investigations, because when they're on the run, they reach out to the closest people to them, and not trying to harass them in any way. That's just part of it. Making contact with them and letting them know that we're looking for him. He's wanted on some felony charges, and if anybody helps him from that point forward, they may be charged according to the law.
Everybody knows what we're doing. Everybody knows who we're going after, right? Jonathan Hudson. His nickname is Coffee. Okay? Yeah, pass the picture around. Everybody should be pretty familiar with him. Okay? He's known to always have a gun. Matter of fact, we were hot on his behind on Saturday. We had just missed him, and some people we had spoke to said they had a gun on him at a crawfish boil. So, and he had departed the crawfish boil minutes before we got there. So you have to assume he's probably still got the gun. Sheriff's Office, man. Step outside, please. Step outside. Who's in the house with you? Can we check your house? Step out here with me. You have any other bigger dogs? Step out here, man. Step out here with me.
As long as you get safe, make sure they're safe, we'll let you know what's going on, okay?
You have an idea why we're here?
Yeah, my sister just called me and told me she saw something on the internet about my son.
Your son?
That's 2320 advisor code.
I just finished reading about that.
You just wrote about it? What do you know about it?
No,
What you read? Either from what you read, you don't know anything?
No, what I read was WWL TV that
Special Medical 14
two other
arrived.
people did some kind of home invasion or something in Covington. Yeah.
Where would you tell him to go?
I wouldn't tell them to go anywhere.
That's incorrect. To be honest with me. Recently you've been telling him to go out of state.
No.
So I'm telling you, Miss Linda,
Not me.
do not get yourself in the middle of this.
I'm not in the
Right now
middle
you're
of
not, but you can be.
He has a dad that lives in Mississippi. That's all that I know.
Okay, well now that comes up, but I'm telling you, think about your words wisely when you answer my questions. He's in Bush somewhere, and we know that you know where that somewhere is. So tell us the address in Bush so you don't get yourself in trouble.
I don't know that.
Where? Give us
I know
directions.
his boss lives in Bush.
Where at?
I don't know where his boss lives. I know his
Give us
boss
directions. You went there for Memorial Day or Labor Day.
I did go there.
Okay, how'd you drive there?
I went the directions he gave me. I don't know the address.
You got it written down somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's see them directions.
This is like the second house on the left, behind a little store. She doesn't know the actual.
You turn down the road, it's the first house on your left. There's two that look identical. It's going to be the one on the left, no numerics on it.
That's the house?
Kind of vehicles in the driveway or anything like that?
When we went there Saturday, there was a Oldsmobile, old school Cutlass maybe, or Century. Looks like one of those old school type cars. It had a temp tag in the window, no license plate.
Color?
Blue, like a dark blue.
Come on, come on. Step up. Step up. Step up.
They got contact in the front.
Come on. Get your dog. Who else in this house? Anybody else in this house? Get your dog. We arrived there in Mass with tactical support to search for Jonathan Hudson. His live-in girlfriend / fiance, whose name is Jenica Keebler, was at the residence. Hudson was not. So when we approach a residence in that manner, we have to do it fast. We have to do it dynamic is the word that we use. We announce our presence and knock on the door. When that door is opened, we have to make sure that there's nothing inside of the residence that can hurt us or anyone inside of the residence that can be hurt. So in this particular incident, Ms. Keebler was there with her 2 small children. She is also pregnant. We had to take great care and to make sure that we secured her safety and health, as well as the 2 children who are obviously upset. It's an unfortunate part of our job, but throughout my career, we found ourselves in these situations often that criminals unfortunately bring their small children who have no choice in the matter into the crimes that they commit, either directly or indirectly, and we have to do our job, but unfortunately the children have to see what happens when we do our job. So we spoke to Ms. Keebler, and as we spoke to her, she provided us information, reluctantly, that he was in a residence on Kings Point. She was actually provided some specific information. That information led us back to the Kings Point area. Further investigation revealed that Ms. Keebler had misled us purposely to give Hudson a chance to escape. She actually gave us an address which she was connected to, but it was actually 2 doors away from where Hudson was actually holding.
Oh my God!
Right here. Yeah, somebody just. The door's open. Door's wide open. Sheriff's Office.
Go around the back, because the door was open when we came by.
There's a kid up in the window upstairs.
Ran. Hey, he's on foot out the backyard.
On foot out the backyard. On foot out the backyard.
We got K9 en route.
Sometimes it doesn't happen like you see on real life TV. Like as you see, you was with us 20+ hours that day. We just got to be relentless and do everything we can to locate him, and that's what we did. And when we got the additional information at his fiance's house, we ended up back into the subdivision where he grew up, where his mother was, and we ended up spotting him. And that's where he ended up taking off on us, and then we got the assistance of Criminal Patrol, K9, special operations with the helicopter.
Unfortunately, he's from this neighborhood, so he could be at
he knows
somebody's
this
house.
area well.
Somebody said his mama lives back
Well, his mama lives back
already
in Kings
cleared his
Point, which
mama's
we've
house.
talked to already. That's what. But he might have friends that live up in here somewhere that could be helping.
We don't know. We had two addresses, and we already checked him, and the second address we checked is where he ran from. So
the combination of him finally getting apprehended was a unique situation. With any case of this magnitude, our unit, myself, the rank above me, all the way up to the sheriff, we do everything we can to make sure we get those guys in custody for the victims to feel safe. And especially in this situation, there was a young child that was in the house when they did the home invasion. So, I mean, like with any case, we're not going to stop, and in this case, even more so. So, I mean, like you said, we worked 20+ hours Saturday on into Sunday morning, and then Monday night, Monday all day, Monday night on into Tuesday morning. And when he ran from us in the Kings Point subdivision, we did everything we could to try to locate him. Unfortunately, at the end of that night or into that morning, we hadn't located him, but we felt certain that he was still in that subdivision. So we had to go do some interviews, and we had to book some additional people on some charges that were accessories after the fact.
Being led to the wrong residence gave the opportunity to Hudson to be able to flee from the correct residence. It was found out later that Ms. Keebler did this with purpose, and that she had connections to both residences that she led us to, that she had formerly lived in the residence that she told us to hit to begin with. So once that was all meted out and learned through investigation later, Ms. Keebler was charged with accessory after the fact. The owner of the house from which Hudson fled, through our investigation and interviewing him and interviewing others, we learned that